Greetings, everyone, and so glad you're joining here. This publication is coming out on Monday of May 15th of 2023, and my name is Nanette Victoria. My website is nanettevictoria.com, and it always helps if you click the like button and possibly subscribe if you're spirit-led. So this has been a weekly publication to encourage everyone in the beginning of the week, something to take with you in the week, in your day, in the day that you're in, to move and choose only love as you journey, wherever you are on the journey. Today's topic is survive or thrive. And the writing is going to be underneath this video. I purposefully put survive with a small s and a thrive all in capitals, something to ask ourselves. Are we surviving or are we thriving? And it's been my experience that living a life of intuition, living a life resting in God, resting in the higher power, watching the movie of the ego, we're not the ego or the false self, whichever you may want to call it. Some call it the shadow side, whatever it is. And we have so many paths today. It's such a huge spiritual buffet out there. Each and every one of us, I'm sure you're all prayerful and open your heart center to what path it resonates. So it's neither good or bad or right or wrong. It's just what resonates. But this topic of thriving, intuitively knowing what to do. We discussed in this video a couple of weeks ago about intuition. It's one of my biggest journeys. And really, how do I just let go of all this? The self talking, ego, the dis-ease that, kind of want to drags me when I fall asleep to it. And I choose with my wrong mind instead of my right mind, as A Course in Miracles might put it. So let me pull up today's reading. Again, I'm so glad you're here. Whoever winds up here listening, take something with you, whatever it is, as the spirit moves you. So today's weekly meditation for contemplation is survive or thrive. It's a question to ask ourselves. I truly believe right now that our world is in such a transformation and in many ways an upheaval. I truly also believe that we are all being asked to go inward into the inner landscape of our own being and ask ourselves, are we surviving or are we thriving? The egoic system, the false self, whichever you may want to call it, is not true. The ego's idea of survival is based in fear and the attempt to use up endless mental activity to analyze and paralyze. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. It's like dreaming within a dream and just basically going nowhere. Surviving is fear based and thriving is faith based. Thriving is when we begin to rest in our higher power, God within. Thriving is living from a place of a vital sixth sense, of a vital sixth sense. How beautiful it is to thrive listening to the depths and weight of our intuition, of our intuition. We are ordained to live in that rich soil of happy, joyous, and free, a life of expansion, a life of thriving, a life of being divinely guided is our inheritance. The natural flow of inspiration is alive in the depths of our interior landscape of our soul. This beautiful creative energy that is destined to be shared with others. The time is now to arise, be alive, and thrive. When transformation is taking place, it appears as if things are getting worse. However, everything is being reconfigured and alchemized into a healed perception. Love condemns no one. It merely rises and thrives in its humble home in God with all of God's creatures. This is the place we have never really left, but dreamed we have. Unity is one, and in unity we all thrive. And from A Course in Miracles, this is in the text, chapter 4. I put the links underneath, so the links are there. And I go to the original publication of where Course in Miracles was published by A Foundation of Inner Peace. And the quote is, "The so-called battle for survival is only the ego's struggle to preserve itself and its interpretation of its own beginning." And another quote from the Song of Prayer. I love that section of A Course. It's just incredible. "In prayer, you have united with your source and understood that you have never left." I'm going to read that again. "In prayer, you have united with your source and understand that you have never left." And the last quote is in the workbook, and it is, "God's memory is in our holy minds, which know their oneness and their unity with their Creator." God's memory is in our holy minds, which know their oneness and their unity with their Creator. I just love that. So there you have it for the week. Uh, you know, one of the things that has blessed me greatly is really releasing and being with my higher power, being with the God of my understanding. I refer to it as Holy Spirit, and a lot of times, Jesus is my teacher right from the get-go. And in A Course in Miracles, we're looking with whatever teacher's going to work for you, or just love itself, the presence of love, watching what's happening. Every loving thought is true. Everything loving in our past is the truth. And everything that wasn't coming from there was coming from that, if you want to call it the failed system, the false self. So, gentleness and compassion on the journey, because we're all these beautiful ripples in the ocean of divinity. And I say that a lot because that image is so profound to my own spirit. It may not be for you. You take what you need and leave the rest. But this incredible ocean of God's divinity, me as a ripple, I don't get to move the ocean. And the good news is I don't get to move the other ripples in the ocean. Part of thriving is letting go of the other ripples, allowing them to be as they are. So these messages are always going to have the same theme and the principles behind uh, what's being shared, and that is humility and compassion and forgiveness. Uh, Love condemns no one. And when we finally realize that forgiveness undoes what never really happened, because we have remained safe at home in the arms of love. So many blessings to everyone. Again, my name is Nanette Victoria. My website is www.nanettvictoria.com. You can reach me directly. We hold Course in Miracle classes on Tuesdays, 908-433-6254. Blessings on your head. Walk gently and be gentle to yourself and others. God bless you.